Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode. You don't miss them, you miss the trauma bond. Let me say something that might hurt a little but will free if you let it. You don't miss them, you miss the intensity, you miss the emotional highs, you miss the way your nervous system felt addicted because what you had may not have been love, it may have been a trauma bond. And trauma bonds are powerful. They don't feel toxic in the beginning, they feel magnetic, fated, electric, like you have finally found someone who gets you. But what's actually happening underneath is a trauma bond forms when love is mixed with inconsistency. Affection, then withdrawal, closeness, then distance, validation, then criticism, passion, then silence. Your nervous system doesn't read that as danger, it reads it as pursuit because unpredictability creates dopamine spikes. The brain becomes addicted to the reward cycle. When they pull away, your anxiety increases. When they come back, you feel relief. And relief feels like love. But relief is not love. Relief is the end of stress. So when the relationship ends, you're not just grieving a person, you're withdrawing from a biochemical addiction. That's why it feels unbearable some days. That's why you check their social media even when you know you shouldn't. That's why you replay memories and only remember the highs. Your brain is craving the dopamine hit. Let's go deeper. Most trauma bonds activate childhood wounds. If you had to earn love as a child, if affection was inconsistent, if you felt unseen, unchosen, or not enough, you don't fall in love with the person. You fall in love with the opportunity to finally be chosen. And when they leave it, it reactivates that original wound. Not it's just they left, it's I'm not enough. That's why the pain feels disproportionate. You are not grieving them, you are grieving the version of you that wanted to feel worthy through them. Pause here, take a breath, notice if this is hitting inside you because awareness is step one. Now let's talk about tools. When you feel the urge to text them, stalk them, or romanticize the past, use the switch word quietly in your mind: detach. Detach. Repeat slowly. Detach, detach, detach. Switch words work by interrupting subconscious loops. They redirect mental patterns before they spiral. Another powerful one: clear, clear, clear. When memories start flooding in, say clear three times internally. Imagine cutting an energetic cord. You can also use these grounding techniques. Place your hand on your chest and say, "This is withdrawal, not destiny." That sentence brings logic back online because trauma bonds convince you that the connection was rare, but chaos is not rare. Consistency is. Here's something important. If the relationship had extreme highs and extreme lows, your nervous system was in fight mode. You weren't in love, you were in survival mode. Love feels calm, love feels safe, love does not make you question your word daily. Now, I'm not saying you didn't feel deeply, you did, but depth of feeling does not equal health of connection. And when you finally walk away from a trauma bond, there is a quiet phase that feels empty. No drama, no adrenaline, no obsession, and your mind interprets calm as boring. This is the detox phase. Do not mistake peace for lack of chemistry. This is where healing work becomes essential. Start rewiring your nervous system intentionally. Every morning, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Longer exhales calm attachment, anxiety. What did I tolerate that love would never require? Ask yourself. Be brutally honest. Another subconscious reprogramming line you can repeat daily. I choose stable love over intense chaos. And when you feel like them, you miss them, ask yourself, do I miss them or do I miss that feeling of wanted? Do I miss them or do I miss the validation? Do I miss them or do I miss the fantasy of who I hope they would become? That question alone dissolves illusions. Trauma bonds create attachment to potential, not reality. You are attached to who they could be, not who they consistently showed themselves to be. And that gap between potential and reality is where your suffering lives. Now let me say something empowering. The fact that you can feel this deeply means you have a strong capacity for love. That is not your weakness, it just needs direction. Direct it towards someone who is emotionally regulated, someone who does not disappear when things get uncomfortable, someone whose affection is steady, not sporadic. But first, you must become steady within yourself, because trauma bonds only attach to unhealed attachment wounds. Heal the wound, and the bond dissolves. If you're watching this and your chest tightened at any point, that's not coincidence, that's recognition. And recognition is the first step to freedom. You don't miss them, you miss the chemical rush, you miss the familiar chaos, you miss the hope, but you are not meant to live in survival disguised as romance. You are meant for secure love, and secure love begins when you stop romanticizing pain. If you are ready to break this pattern at the subconscious level, that's where deeper healing work begins, because you don't need closure from them. You need clarity within you, and clarity is power. If this resonates with you, we can have a one-on-one talk. Do mention whatever you choose in the comment section. See you tomorrow for more.